We've told you about Longfin and their troubles in the last block, so let's get right to it. Joining us here at the NASDAQ is a Longfin chairman and CEO, Venkat Meenavalli. Venkat, welcome back to the show. Great to have you with us.
Thank you very much, madam. Thanks.
So since the last time we've seen you, the stock is down significantly, about 92% from highs. You've gotten kicked off the Russell 2000. The SEC is investigating because of material weaknesses and other things. And the noted short seller Citron has tweeted out that you are a pure stock scheme and the filings and press releases are riddled with inaccuracies and fraud. Why did you decide to come here on the show?
See, I want to tell you, we started as a small cap company as a under Jobs Act, Reg A. We are not an S1 company. That means the companies which are evolving and going to create jobs in America and the worldwide, anyone can come and start with the taxes low and to create the jobs. That's how the Jobs Act was created, to jumpstart the businesses. So we, under Jobs Act, if you look at it, we are like an emerging growth company. We are not like an S1. I had to do when I filed, a lot of people out there said, you didn't file your Q3, you didn't file your Q1, I have to file a 6-month statement, one essay. Then I became a 1934 Act company on November 22nd when I filed my 8A. That's the day. So my filing has to be for December quarter. So the full year audited financials were submitted on 31st of March. That's the last day or second. You can see my 10K on the NASDAQ. We are a profitable company. If you look at it, my EBITDA is 4.6 million if you take the stock compensation out. That shows we're a small company. I'm not a big company.
Sure. And some people will say that companies that have gone public or gone to market under Reg A, they might not have as tight financials as some other companies that are larger that go public through the normal S1 process. At the same time, what the SEC is saying, Venkat, is that there are material weaknesses and that you lack qualified personnel who fully understand GAAP accounting. I mean, those are very basic charges.
Madam, I want to come to you on that. See, SEC never said that. SEC asked me 20 questions on that, and there are 300 blockchain companies they are asking. It's not alone me who are related to blockchain or crypto they are asking. 10 questions are about my financing deal with Hudson Bay, 10 questions about my Jiddu acquisition, whether I'm selling any coins to the public. I'm not doing. I'm using a blockchain for my own self. We are not selling anything. And 10 questions about how you marketed the IPO and all the things. They never commented on material weaknesses because this is my 10K filing where my auditors commented saying that, because when they audited like a S1 company. And I don't need to follow SOX compliances because until I hit a $1 billion revenue. So if you look at it, I have a positive cash flow. If you look at my balance sheet, I have a positive cash flow. The auditors think, okay, whatever the cash is there may not be sufficient for my future things. That is one material weakness. And second thing is I don't need to follow US GAAP, but still because of 1934, we moved to US GAAP. Because as a Jobs Act company, I can still follow IFRS also.
But, so under US what you're saying is inconsistent with what your website and what Stampede Capital, your parent company or the company that you're the chairman of, you guys talk about on those websites that you're doing billions of dollars of derivatives transactions. Yes. Okay, well, you're only making $4 million out of this one. You're telling you're just a growing company. When we go down to your office, wait. When we go to your offices downtown, it's a 3-person office with nobody in it. Yes. So to me, when I look at that, it looks like you actually don't have a company at all. Good. And then I look at the blockchain for your coin, your Zidoo coin, or whatever the heck it is. Last time there was a transaction was 30 days ago for $100.
Okay, coming to this, sir. First, point one. Under Jobs Act, you need to have a US base. And when we started at WeWork with the 3 people there. And I have my employees, and you can check my payroll because my auditors are Cohen Raznick. They audited the accounts.
What about the people that quit just before you went public?
Okay, sir, I'm coming. Let me answer you one after one. See, now we are taking a bigger space in Madison Avenue, and we are...
How many people are you employing there?
See, I'm not a big manpower company because, as you said, we trade a lot of derivatives on CME, SGX, DGCX. There's all notional volume.
How many people, though?
The total probably will have 10 to 12 people here because...
10 to 20
in United States.
In the United States. And then overall, globally,
overall,
how many people?
This year probably will cross 60 people.
60 people total.
Yeah, in Dubai, we started our operations. India, we started our operations. Singapore, we have the operations. Now we in China, we are.
Is this all Longfin or is this Stampede Capital?
100% subsidiaries of Longfin. I'm talking about 100% subsidiaries of Longfin in India. We already started called Longcom.
And how does Stampede fit into that? Because Longfin is billed as a subsidiary of Stampede Capital.
No, sir.
That's what it says in your filings.
No, sir. Stampede owns 36% of like Longfin. Like, that's an
not according to filings, it owns 67%.
No, sir. I own. See, because I own Stampede and see that I'll coming to the.
I'm looking at SEC filings. It says it owns 67%, and it says you own 27%. So somebody's wrong. Did you not?
Somebody's wrong. Not we are wrong because you can see my 10K filings. See, I'm just right now on the NASDAQ floor. Even NASDAQ is saying you have a free float of 6 million. From where you got? I asked him. Like, and he said from third party. I said, the information. See, let me tell you, there are 76 million shares when we got listed. Out of that, 30 million shares are not listed on NASDAQ. NASDAQ only Class A common shares are listed. My 30 million are Class B common stock, which is not listed at all. So out of 76 million, my CFO, because I asked him to move back to United States, he said, I'm a Singapore, I cannot move because I have my obligations. Then I said, after the IPO, please, when you're going, he agreed to return his 2 million shares because always you give the shares for the future performance. So my float is 44 million shares. And 44 million shares, I did an IPO of 1.15 million shares. And there is an independent consultant. We have given 2 million shares in September 11th, which are freely tradable on March 11th.
This is the independent consultant that denies that they're an independent consultant for you.
See, if he's...
Well, they're on record. There's a quote from them saying we are not an independent consultant.
I'm not arguing on that. I'm just telling you, sir, on September 11th, the shares are issued. On March 11th, 6 months, for anyone, whether it's an associate or a company or anyone, the 6 months lock-in period expired for him. So technically, we meet 7.11% on the Class A common stock. Just please remove the Class B common stock. Class B common stock is owned by me, which is not listed on NASDAQ. The only Class A common shares are listed.
I have to ask you this. And granted, this information comes from a short seller, so he's got an axe to grind, so to speak. But it looks like, Brian was talking about Stampede Capital. There's a transfer of about 11 million shares to Stampede Capital, actually to your wife, giving her 51% control of Stampede Capital.
My wife, no, that is complete. Madam, that's
who sold, who then started selling the shares?
See, I gave a complete disclosure on the CNBC that I need capital, and I sold the shares. That is in Stampede Capital, has nothing to do with Longfin. That was one and a half year back. I came publicly and we disclosed. Every disclosure is there. I'm living in the capital market 16 years, not today. Every disclosure is there. There is no pinpoint. Even my 10K. SEC never commented on my material. It is my 10K. I told them, if whatever you want going concern, because I'm an emerging company, you put there. That is what I told them everywhere. See, perfect disclosures were given in my 10K. No other company will give it. Straight to the blue. I disclose my SEC. It's a voluntary disclosure. Even SEC is not a public inquiry. They subpoenaed so many companies. But for us, it's a voluntary disclosure. That also I told my auditors, please put it there.
Okay, so everything's in the filing, you say. Everything is completely disclosed. There's no hiding that you're trying to transfer shares and get rid of them.
Madam, I'm telling you one thing. That is very, very mistaken.
Have you sold shares yourself? Have you sold shares? Because you're a major shareholder. Did you sell shares at the top?
I'm telling you, that's what...
Because you came on the show and you said that the valuation was justified. I'm not going to sell the same
statement. I told on the same TV that I will not going to sell next 3 years. I'm standing on my statement. 44 million shares, I want 10 million.
So what do you think of the valuation of the company now? Because the last time you said that it was not justified.
What they are asking is every cryptocurrency is asked.
The valuation of the company.
I'm telling
you, valuation of the company.
On a 75 million, I made 4.6 EBITDA, and we are going to grow at 150% growth rate in going forward. In the street, I'm not saying I don't deserve a 5 billion valuations and 10 billion valuation. Let the street decide its valuation.
Because the street decided that it's 75% less than it was a month ago. See, is that right? The street's deciding that.
Yes, street is deciding because, madam, I'm going to write to SEC and FINRA because of the shorts. Because we got the information. We have a special investigation agency. We collected the shorts. According to us, there are 28 million shares shorted of $1.4 billion betted against me, which I have the stock trades on 14 exchanges today, $1.4 billion. The guys are trying to destroy us. I'm fighting here. I want to come and fight.
You feel like you're under attack?
Yes, $1.4 billion. If you want, I can send you the day-wise short at 46.67 is the average price where the shorts are there. 1.4 billion is against a small Jobs Act company. And the Russell made the mistake. We never approached the Russell to add us because Russell takes its own decisions. Russell made the mistake, and
But you don't have much revenue, is what you're saying.
Sir, I have only 75 million revenue with 4.6.
But then I don't understand. When I look at the website, and you just said it a few minutes ago that you trade billions of dollars in derivatives.
Notional volume, sir. If I trade a Bitcoin, one future, it's a notional volume. If I trade,
what are your margins?
What
are your margins?
Okay, let me
on that business? What are your margins on that business?
I told you, no, sir. The total margins are 4.6 million EBITDA I made. Like, it's a thin margin. I make a pip, 2 pips. How many times you on the capital?
But you say that you're a market maker on the CME and the ICE. Is that correct?
No, sir. We acted as a market maker for a particular contract. Whenever there is a particular contract, they call. Previously they called for Indian rupee. Now also they are sending a new contract like that. Similarly on SGX, we do when there are particular contracts they call. We are an official.
Why do you think
so many things. You are official market maker?
Not official means in the sense they. Time to time, they will sign a contract.
Is there a reason why then you're not registered with the NFA? If
no,
you're an
sir,
official market maker.
Market makers means in futures, derivatives, I clear through a third-party clearing member.
Who do you clear through?
But they listen to me, sir. I 1 second, sir. Please excuse me one thing. See, CFTC or MAS in Singapore or anyone, when they come with the contract, the regulators are the exchanges themselves act as a quasi-regulators. The exchanges have a derivative, like in Singapore Exchange GT. I'm a member of the Securities Exchange, and they will ask me a contract, can you sign to make the market? I make the market.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.